The Steele Dossier author, Christopher Steele, testified he was doing a deposition related to a defamation case he's facing from 3 Russian oligarchs in the UK. And in this deposition, under oath, he testified that his emails were wiped and that he no longer has documents related to the primary source of the dossier which kicked off the FBI's probe Crossfire hurricane, which led to the appointment of a special counsel, Bob Mueller, the recusal of the Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, and yet Christopher Steele doesn't say who wiped all of his communication, by the way, with Fusion GPS, all of his communication with the source, all of the documents are gone. We shouldn't ever hear this again when people make assertions like this against the sitting president of the United States.
Whether you want to talk about Lois Lerner, Hillary Clinton, or Christopher Steele, it always seems to be the same when it comes to evidence disappearing, especially when it's in the form of electronic emails or electronic storage. Jordan, I think the American people see through this, but look, for me, it continues to come back to this shocking idea that Christopher Steele was ever seen as a credible source. I mean, we know the FBI knew the dossier couldn't be verified. It wasn't credible. I think it flows from the top, ultimately, Jordan. I really do. I've said it many times, but I think it flowed from the 7th floor of the FBI. When you've got a director of the FBI who brags about the meticulous records that he keeps, he's very careful to document every conversation that he has, but then it becomes clear that he's only careful to document to cover his own trail because he's plenty willing to leak them to a friend who will leak them to the press and violate all manner of secrecy or security when it comes to protecting the United States or the United States officials.
He no longer has any documents related to the primary source of the dossier, which led to Crossfire hurricane, which led to the appointment of a special counsel, which led to FISA warrants on American citizens and the spying on the Trump campaign and the Trump transition, which then led to a Mueller report. Then this, I guess, just urged by the House Intel Committee led by Adam Schiff to keep going, that there must be something here we can get the president on. So they went to a short call the president had with the president of Ukraine, and they made that into an impeachable offense and impeached the president in the House. And, of course, the president was acquitted by the Senate. But all of this ties together, and it all starts with Christopher Steele, who now, in a deposition, says he has access to no documents at all.
This is what he does. He gathers information, so there was not an accidental deletion of his information. Whether he did it or someone else did it, he would have known how to back up and secure his information. He can't be exculpated from that. The Attorney General, Bill Barr, has been very scrupulous on this fact, and he has now said that people were trying to, quote, sabotage the president. And here's the line that gives me hope, Jordan. He says, if people broke the law, and we can establish that with evidence, they will be prosecuted. And Jordan, I know we're talking about evidence disappearing on today's broadcast, but guess what? I think that evidence can be uncovered through a different means. Christopher Steele may have deleted his side of those communications. Jordan, I'll make a prediction for you. Sometime over the next year, as John Durham and other people's investigations start coming out, I think we're going to see these communications, but we're going to see them because they were able to draw them from the other side of the communication.